We as a community continue to fight the battle of mental illness, how to deal with it and how to help those who suffer from it. We know how hard it is today, but can you imagine what it must have been like 30 years ago?
No, we can't, but I know who can. Sue Gilbertson. She knows all too well because of the lack of resources that were unavailable to her when she was going through her own personal struggles with her son Eric's mental illness. She created MIKID. Joining her along with Sue is Erin Callanan. She's a mental health advocate and board member of MIKID, who also suffers in silence no more. Thanks to both of you for joining us here on Sonoran Living. Sue, I want to talk about 33 years ago now, your son Eric, he was diagnosed with a mental illness. What was he finally diagnosed with, and how old was he at the time?
Well, when he was first ill, it was 2 days before his 14th birthday when he became ill. And through the years he had many diagnoses, but later on they said he was manic depressive and or schizophrenic, and I believe, what's the term now?
Schizoaffective.
Schizoaffective.
Yes.
You know, and his story is so remarkable because he's a normal, healthy 13-year-old, soon to be 14-year-old, and literally it happened
pretty much
overnight.
Right. He was a wonderful child who had gone all through the scouting program, was working on his Eagle badge, and came home from school one night and started talking so fast about any topic you can imagine. And by midnight, I had him at a hospital, and I thought someone must have given him drugs or something at school. I just didn't know. And that was just the beginning of trying to learn about.
Well, and I was going to ask you, when you finally got him to the hospital, were health experts able to give you any other recommendations, or?
Not back then. They couldn't even recommend a book for me to read about mental illness then.
Wow.
Yes, that's how long ago.
So you must have felt completely alone, and you of course began to be an advocate for this.
I certainly did. My whole family, my husband and Eric's sister Wendy, we just tried everything possible. We went to anything that had the word health in it, and we met some wonderful people who said, I'm sorry, but we don't have a place, we don't know what to do.
Wow.
And when I finally got Eric to the state hospital here, that was when I thought, what do families do? This is just so dreadful. And being I knew Eric could be there until he was better, that really gave me the impetus to do something for other families.
And Erin, you're agreeing a lot with Sue,
Absolutely.
knowing the struggles, and at 17 you were diagnosed with bipolar, and knowing what Sue went through that long ago, the resources today, are they better?
They are better. I nod my head with Sue because my family and I can absolutely relate. And 15 years ago, I mean, my parents, we didn't have a clue what to do. The first book we ordered was called Bipolar for Dummies. So, looking back, fortunately today there are many more resources. There's MIKID, and there's resources that focus more on the family as a whole. Mental illness definitely affects the person, but they carry their family along with them. And so being an advocate, and I wrote a book of my own called Beautifully Bipolar that MIKID has really embraced, and we just feel it's important to speak openly and honestly and ensure that long-term services can be provided for the whole family to heal.
I love that, because so now they're not picking up a book that says Bipolar for Dummies, they're picking up Beautifully Bipolar.
Sure. Yes.
What is your message for families today who may have a child suffering with bipolar disorder? What encouragement can you give them, and are there signs that we should look for?
Yeah, my encouragement ultimately is just to keep trying. I think that all young people who are struggling deserve a place in this world that is healthy and safe where they can be successful. So I encourage families to reach out to services and engage in therapy if that's supportive for them, to ensure that their child gets the appropriate care that they deserve.
Oh, you're beautiful.
Yes,
both of you.
Yes, thank you to both of you. And MIKID organization now has 7 locations across our great state to help you and assist you. We have all their contact information on our website, sonoranliving.com. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.